How's it going, guys? Crazy Boy here, and welcome back to some more Dead by Daylight news. So, as you guys know, I make one of these every time a new chapter comes out. I give you guys the debrief on the killer's power, the killer's perks, the survivor's perks, etc. So, we're going to go over it all right now. I'm not going to try and waste you guys' time. I'm just going to go over the perks, quickly explain what they mean for the meta, and a little bit more. Actually, instead of starting with the killer power, the first thing we're going to start off with is they're adding new status effects to the game. So, the first status effect is something the killers will be receiving. It is called the Undetectable status effect, which groups all the killer's stealth mechanics into one status, and it can be applied through powers, perks, add-ons, etc. When a killer is undetectable, their terror radius is removed, their red stain is removed, they won't have their aura revealed, so that's good news for all you stealth killers. Ghostface, Pig, Wraith, Object of Obsession will not affect you guys anymore. You're good. So, rejoice, stealth killer mains. They will not trigger the jump scare sound effect, and they will see the smoky screen visual effect. So if you guys have ever used Insidious where it puts the black smoke around your screen, you guys will now get that effect when you are undetectable, which could actually be a handicap in some scenarios because Pig and Ghostface did not have that prior, and that could actually really hinder their vision. Especially Ghostface when he's trying to find out where people are to stalk them. The undetectable status effect will be displayed on the right side of the screen. I think this is actually going to be the first status effect on the right side of the screen the killers will be able to see. Pretty sure. Typically it's just survivors. Survivors will receive a status effect called Oblivious. The status effect is applied to unfortunate survivors that have no understanding a killer is nearby. When a survivor is oblivious, they do not hear the killer's terror radius, and they are not affected by any perks that are conditional to the terror radius. So this would be Coulrophobia, Unnerving Presence, Infectious Fright, etc. All those other perks that apply when you're within the killer's terror radius, they do not apply while you're oblivious. It does not say that that will pop up on the right side of your screen, which I do think is good, because otherwise it'd be bull. You know that Ghostface or whoever was within stealth or something, and that just make them more vigilant. So I don't think it's going to give us a notification when killers are in stealth. Moving on. Oh, no, sorry. Both status effects can be experienced while playing as and against the new killer, the Demigorgon, in the next patch, and the status effects will be included in other powers, perks, and add-ons in the future. And then we're going to talk about the Blood Web changes real quick. The devs are adjusting the Blood Web. That way it can reduce the grind, and you have a higher chance of getting the perks that you want in the Blood Web. So from level 40 and beyond, more perks will now appear in each Blood Web, giving you more choice between which perks you take, increasing the odds of finding the perk you want, potentially allowing you to take 2 perks per level. Levels 1 through 39 remain unchanged as the typical standard 2 perks. You see a perk, you go for it, it'll eat the other perk. Level 40 to 49, 3 perks will appear, and you can grab 2 of those 3 perks. Level 50, so for all you prestige people trying to get tier 3 perks, 4 perks will appear, and you can grab 2 of those. The entity will still consume a random perk when you buy 1 perk. So, if you want certain perks, you're going to have to hope you're a mix of lucky and you can play the entity correctly. Now let's move on to the actual killer power, the Demigorgon. Not watched Stranger Things, so bear with me on this one. So from what I've got, the Demigorgon can place down multiple portals in the level, which he can then use to teleport and traverse the map. The killer loses visibility for a couple moments while teleporting. Pretty much what he does is he places down a portal, he'll go to a different area, he'll place down a portal, he can then go in one portal, and then he'll run through and he can select which portals he wants to go through in the map. And he can pop up anywhere in the map, as long as there's a portal there. He has a normal attack, but he also has a short special lunge that has to be charged up. It'll be displayed by the Demigorgon's mouth opening, and you'll hear a loud roaring. During this charge, you can't move your camera, but you can readjust it before launching, so that's a good thing. You're not restrained to that one position. And in the new map, there's a lot of turns, so it's going to be kind of hard to line it up. And they have said that pallet stuns are very, very iffy when he's lunging, so you better throw it down early. The Demigorgon can hold the power button to see any of their portals, and any survivors within a certain proximity to the portal can be detected with Killer Instinct during that time. So, this is going to be used more by advanced players to see where other survivors are and get a rough idea of who's doing what in the general area. And it also helps you know when survivors are destroying your portals, because Demigorgon mains out there, future Demigorgon mains, survivors can destroy your portal. It looks like it takes roughly like 20 to 30 seconds by themselves, and then the more survivors destroying the portal, all four I believe can destroy the portal to help, the faster it will go. While destroying the portal, you will become oblivious, and once again what that means is you cannot hear the killer's terror radius. So, good luck with that. Now we're going to move on to the perks. Keep in mind everything below the values are all subject to change in the PTB, and then they're also subject to change again in the live servers. Killer perk starting off, we have Surge. Putting the survivors into the dying state with your basic attack, including the Demigorgon's new pounce, does not include the chainsaw, pig's dash attack, anything like that. Hatchet hits, none of that. Will cause all generators within 32 meters of where you down that survivor to instantly explode and regress. This will apply an additional 12% regression penalty, so it'll take it down an additional 12%, which can be useful if you have a gen nearby and someone's about to finish it. You down that person, it'll regress it by 12%. If they want to finish working on it, it should hopefully give you enough time to go catch back up if they're doing it solo. This effect can only be triggered once every 60, 50, or 40 seconds. Second perk, so basically in order to avoid this perk, you're going to have to run away from the generators, which can actually be coupled with one of Nancy's perks that they gave her, which we will talk about in a moment. His second perk is Cruel Confinement. Every time a generator is completed, all windows and vault locations, I believe not counting down pallets, but don't quote me on that, within a 32-meter radius from the completed gen is blocked for all survivors for the next 25, 30, or 35 seconds. You can see the auras of the vault locations blocked by cruel confinement for the duration. So I don't think it counts the pallets. I think it just means any windows, and then like the little slots they have on like the meat plant or something by the boiler where you can jump down, stuff like that. So anything within 32 minutes blocked off. So if you're going to finish a gen right in front of the killer and then like try and loop him around Shaq, best of luck to you. Like, real shit here. So that's kind of going to put an end to that. Popping a gen right in the killer's face. You can say, oh, well, I'll just sprint burst away. Third perk is Mindbreaker. When repairing a gen with less than 50% repair progression, survivors are afflicted with the exhaustion status effect. Any existing exhaustion status effect timers are paused during this time, and the effect will persist for 1, 2, or 3 seconds after they've ended the repair action. So, if you're working on it and the killer comes towards you, you will have to walk away for 1, 2, or 3 seconds if you weren't previously exhausted, where you'll have to walk more, for you to even be able to use your sprint burst or your alive. And this is going to be a big problem and allow the killer to catch back up to you to where you won't have as much distance in between you. If you have sprint burst, hopefully it might save your life. As far as anything else, good luck. Hope you got a strategy planned out. Moving on to survivor perks, we're going to cover Steve's first. As you know, we have 2 survivors. That means 6 perks. His first perk is Babysitter. When you unhook a survivor, the unhooked survivor leaves no scratch marks or blood trail for the next 4, 6, or 8 seconds. You and the killer will see each other's auras for 4 seconds, so it's like a temporary object of obsession with no limitations. And this perk is hopefully going to give survivors some time to get away. You couple it with borrowed time, hopefully they will definitely get away unless the killer's like hardcore face camping them. In which case that sucks for them. Second perk, bear with me because I'm probably going to butcher this pronunciation. Camaraderie, I think is how it's pronounced. While on the hook and reaching the struggle phase, the perk activates. If at any time during the struggle phase another survivor comes within 16 meters of the hook, the struggle phase timer is paused for 10, 12, or 14 seconds. So this is kind of what the community was asking for when they said that if a killer's within terror radius, yada yada yada, it should pause. So it is kind of doing that struggle-wise. So when a survivor comes in and the max it can pause it for tier 3 is 14 seconds, keep in mind it will not continuously pause it once they leave. It is 14 seconds within the 16 meters. So after that time is up, it'll still regress even if you're within the 16 meters. And of course, it can only be used once a game at max when you get hooked and you get put in a struggle. His final perk is Second Wind. When you complete one hell state of healing on other survivors, the perk activates. While activated, the next time you are unhooked or unhook yourself, you're afflicted with the broken status. While outside the terror radius, the perk will passively heal you up to 100% healthy state over a duration of 24, 22, or 20 seconds. The perk deactivates once you're fully healed or you are down before the healing is completed and you lose the broken status effect. So, I know that does sound a bit confusing, so let me explain it more in depth. You have to perform one full heal action. If you want it only heal once, you have to heal a survivor fully by yourself. Otherwise, if you're having someone help you, it's a charge-based system, so you're going to have to heal again until you meet that requirement and the perk lights up. Once you're hooked, if you unhook yourself or you are unhooked by someone else and you will receive the broken status effect, that is when the perk activates. Once you leave the killer's terror radius and you are out of the killer's terror radius, within that time limit, it'll bring you back up. Only while you're outside of the killer's terror radius. It'll passively bring you back to healthy without you doing anything. Keep in mind, you're broken, you can't have anyone else heal you, you can't self-care. So, once the perk activates, once the perk finishes, you're healed completely, it'll remove broken, and it'll deactivate. If he downs you before you're finished, it'll remove broken, and it'll deactivate. So it's like an all or nothing type of thing. So, I'm kind of interested to see how this is going to affect the meta. Moving on to Nancy's perks, I feel she is a bit more survivor friendly, like new player friendly, noob friendly. Her first perk is Better Together. The auras of the generators you are currently repairing is revealed. The aura of the generator you are currently repairing is revealed to all other survivors located within 32 meters of that generator. If the killer downs a survivor while you are repairing a generator, you see the aura of all other survivors for 8, 9, or 10 seconds. So, hopefully, what this will do is let people know who are in chases where you are working on a gen and not to run that way. Although it wouldn't surprise me if people do the same thing they did with empathy and they run directly to you so they can lose the killer. There's going to be at least like a good 5% that do that, trust me. Yeah, so get ready for it, guys. Besides that, when someone goes down, if you're on a gen, you pretty much have Kindred for 10 seconds if you have tier 3. You pretty much have Kindred for 10 seconds. You can see where all the survivors are. It's going to be really, really powerful for SWF and even solo because you'll be able to know what everyone is doing, whether they're like, if there's another hook survivor, they're going for the save, yada, yada, yada. Her second perk is Fixated, which it's my favorite perk out of all the survivor perks. You can see you're on scratch marks at all times, and while uninjured, you walk 10, 15, 20% faster. This is going to be a meta perk. Simply because for the advanced people, you can see your scratch marks and it allows you to know what the killer's seeing. You can mind game the killer. You can see where your scratches lead off at, and then you can use that faster walking to cut back or go into a different room and watch the killer run straight past you. Keep in mind it doesn't work if you're injured, though. It'll probably work anyway because of the blood. But it's going to be a really good perk, especially for newer people who want to see their scratch marks that the killer can track them. Her final perk is Inner Strength, which is another healing perk similar to Second Wind, but better. Each time you complete a totem cleanse, Inner Strength activates. While Inner Strength is active, hiding inside a locker for 10, 9, or 8 seconds while injured will fully heal you. Inner Strength deactivates as soon as it has been successfully triggered. So, you can cleanse a totem at any time and get this effect. And then when you're injured and you hide in a locker for that amount of time, it will use the perk. Once it finishes, it will deactivate. You have used that effect, you have to cleanse another totem to get the effect back. You can, like I said, cleanse the totem at any time, but keep in mind that it will not stack. So if you cleanse a totem and you have yet to use it because you weren't hit, and you cleanse another totem, you do not get 2 on top of that. You still have 1. So just keep that in mind for everyone. These 2 healing perks are going to be very, very big. So get ready for it. All you killer mains out there. Get ready. Good luck. Praying for you. All you survivor mains, don't be douchebags. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully, you guys got this information. You guys understood this information pretty good. And you know a lot about the DLC. Hopefully I saved you from having to watch like a 30-minute dev stream by condensing all this into like 14 minutes or so. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure you hit that like button, you subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.